Hi guys, Mark here for KetoKitchenCollection.com, and today's question is, what are the most important vitamins and minerals on a keto diet? So first of all, most important vitamins or minerals rather on a keto diet are the electrolytes. So that's potassium, sodium, magnesium, and to a degree calcium. Now there are other electrolytes, but they're not necessarily, or not usually a problem on a keto diet. Calcium, yeah, maybe sometimes it can be, so it's something to perhaps keep an eye on. But if you get a lot of cheese in the keto diet as well, your calcium tends to be taken care of. So, but the other three, when you don't eat carbohydrates, you hold less water in your system, and when you're holding less water in your system, you hold less electrolytes in your system, and that's not a good thing. Your body won't operate as effectively and efficiently and as healthily as it should if you don't have enough electrolytes. So, for me, if I want potassium, sorry, just hitting the mic there, I either have cream of tartar, that has a high percentage of potassium in it, or I have light salt. Okay, now this is essentially you get regular table salt and they extract some of the sodium out of it and they put potassium into it because it has a similar sort of flavor for people who want less sodium but they still want a full flavored salt. Okay, now I can barely tell any difference between this salt and regular salt. It's just got a lot more potassium in it, which is fantastic. About 25% of the weight of this is potassium. Okay, for more sodium, I'll tend to have sea salt just out of a grinder. Okay, now sea salt is better than the regular iodized salt because it has better mineral profile in it, but the sodium content is the same. And pink Himalayan table salt, that's just in a big shaker. It's essentially the same as the sea salt. So it's better than the regular table salt because it's got a better nutrient profile. However, it's got the same sodium content as regular table salt. With regards to magnesium and calcium, I'll tend to just take a supplement, whether it's a tablet or maybe a powder I mix into an electrolyte drink. And that's essentially what I do to supplement for those electrolytes. I do eat high electrolyte containing foods when I'm on a keto diet, but I don't track it in the food that I eat. I don't take it to that extent. I simply make sure I get 1 or 2 supplement drinks in each day and I'm good to go. Okay, so next, after electrolytes, we'll just move these to the side for a moment. The next main thing that you want to think about is what you may have a deficiency in, because everyone's going to be different and you'll have people out there that'll tell you this vitamin's important or that mineral's important outside of the electrolytes, and for some people they are and some people they aren't, and it's going to be very individual dependent because everyone's got slightly different genetics and everyone has slightly different food choices. So what what you might be deficient in may not be the same thing that your best friend or your partner or someone else doing the keto diet would be deficient in because of different genetic makeup and different food choices. So ultimately the best way to approach it is, if you're generally feeling good, but you just want to make sure that you're hitting the nail on the head, making sure you don't have any deficiencies, is just to have a broad spectrum multivitamin tablet. So this is one in Australia from a brand called Synovus. I don't know if that's an international brand or not. It's the one I've used pretty much for decades now. It's a high strength one. I don't necessarily, I'm not loyal to this brand. I know I can just get it cheaply and it contains everything I generally want. There may be one out there that's a bit better. If you guys have one that you prefer and it's a decent strength one, then go with it. Don't go running for this particular brand unless it's one that you have some loyalty to for whatever reason. Okay, but get a broad spectrum multivitamin, add it to your electrolytes as well that we've spoken about, and make sure you do that daily, make it a routine. So next, I'll just leave this here. Next is to understand that if you want to take it a step further, you can do that, and I think I probably would recommend that people do this if they have the opportunity to, and that's to get blood work done, okay? Have some blood taken and just have a look at your blood profile, see how your body's doing. Preferably do it before you start the keto diet. And look, this isn't mandatory, guys. Don't think that you have to do this to be on a keto diet. But if you want to maintain tip-top health and know exactly what's going on with your body, do a baseline blood work test before you start the keto diet, and then once you're a few weeks in, and just see how your body's changed. Your doctor will be able to tell you very quickly what's changed and what's moved, and you'll be able to adjust your diet and the food you're eating and what you're supplementing with accordingly to make up for any deficiencies that you may have. Okay, so Lastly, I want to give an honorable mention to fiber. Now, fiber is not necessarily a vitamin or a mineral. Actually, it's a carbohydrate. It's just that we can't digest it properly, so it's not typically assumed as being a carbohydrate, or maybe it's not common knowledge that it's a carbohydrate. But it is. Fiber is a carbohydrate. There's not a lot of it in the keto diet. If you eat a lot of leafy green vegetables, you're going to get a reasonable amount of fiber. But typically, I would say you should supplement with it if you can. Psyllium husk or psyllium husk powder is the best thing to do. Get the unflavored ones because the flavoring often has some level of carbohydrates or maybe sugar alcohols in it, which you want to avoid. Psyllium husk powder or anything that you can do to get more fiber on the keto diet, I have to give it an honorable mention because it's often forgotten. And if the pipes get clogged up and you get constipated on the keto diet, you're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to stick on it for the long term. Okay, you want to make this as easy as possible, so get as much fiber as you can in the diet. So those are the vitamins and minerals that I would suggest that you focus on the most. Your electrolytes: potassium, sodium, magnesium, and perhaps to a degree calcium. Get a broad spectrum multivitamin into your daily sort of process of eating and supplementation as well, and make sure you include fiber in the diet as well, as much as you can, and that should see you as healthy as possible while you're on the keto diet. So if you do have any questions on any of that, please post them in the comment section below. If you liked the video or got some value from it, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.